Tonight, you will get into bed, pull a blanket over yourself, close your eyes, and be completely alone. Maybe that feels normal. Maybe it even feels good. But your body has another opinion entirely, and it has been arguing with you about this for 200,000 years. Sleep is the most vulnerable thing you do. Every night, for 7 or 8 hours, you go unconscious. You lose control of your muscles. Your ability to detect danger drops close to zero. For a soft, slow, clawless primate with no armor and poor night vision, that is an extraordinary risk to take. So why do you do it alone? The answer is, you were never supposed to. For almost the entire span of human existence, sleeping alone was not a lifestyle choice. It was a death sentence. Anthropologist Carol Worthman at Emory University has studied sleep across dozens of pre-industrial cultures still living today and found something striking. In every single one of them, people sleep together. Not just couples, not just families, whole groups, piled together by a fire, bodies touching, breath synchronizing, watching the dark in shifts. Worthman calls this co-sleeping the biological default of the human species. What you do every night in your separate bed, in your separate room, with your door closed, is a historical anomaly so recent it barely registers on the timeline of your species. Go back just a few hundred generations and no one had a bedroom. The concept did not exist. Your ancestors slept where they lived, and they lived with everyone they knew. Archaeologist and sleep researcher Matthew Wolf-Meyer points out that the idea of private sleep only emerged in Western Europe around the 17th century, when rising merchant classes began using separate rooms as a display of wealth and status. Before that, even in medieval Europe, beds were shared. Strangers at an inn shared beds. Lords and servants slept in the same hall. The notion that sleeping alone was healthy, dignified, or even preferable was essentially invented alongside the concept of the private bedroom itself. But your nervous system did not get the memo. Think about what happens to your body when you sleep next to someone you trust. Your cortisol levels drop. Your heart rate slows more deeply and more steadily. Your sleep cycles become more efficient, spending more time in deep restorative slow-wave sleep. Psychologist Wendy Troxell at the Rand Corporation has spent years studying co-sleeping in adults and found that people in close relationships who sleep together report not just better mood and lower stress, but measurably better cardiovascular health over time. The body reads proximity to a trusted other as a safety signal. And when the body feels safe, it lets itself rest in a way it simply cannot when it is alone. Your amygdala, the threat detection center of your brain, does not fully power down during sleep. It keeps one metaphorical eye open. It is scanning for sounds, for shifts in air pressure, for the absence of breathing nearby. In a group sleeping situation, this made perfect evolutionary sense. If one person stirred, others would rouse slightly. Danger would be detected collectively, not individually. You were not just sleeping near other people. You were building a distributed alarm system out of human bodies. Alone in your room, that alarm system has nothing to work with. So it stays slightly elevated all night. Not enough to wake you, usually, but enough to keep your sleep a little shallower, your body a little more tense, your nervous system a little more coiled than it needs to be. This is not a metaphor. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh found that people who reported feeling more socially isolated showed measurably more fragmented sleep, more nighttime arousals, and less slow-wave sleep than those with strong social bonds, even after controlling for depression, anxiety, and other factors. Loneliness does not just feel bad during the day, it follows you into the dark. Your ancestors did not think about any of this consciously, they just piled together because it worked. Because the child who slept pressed against a parent survived. Because the elder who slept near the fire with the group made it through the cold night. Because the one who wandered off alone to sleep in the forest did not come back. Over hundreds of thousands of years, Your lineage selected hard for the impulse to stay close during sleep, to feel comfort from nearby bodies, to be soothed by the sound of breathing that is not your own. That impulse is still in you. It is why infants left alone in cribs will cry. It is why adults in solitary confinement report sleep as one of the most disturbed and psychologically damaging parts of the experience. It is why you sleep better in hotels when someone else is in the room, even if you would never admit it. It is why the death of a long-term partner so frequently and so dramatically disrupts the survivor's sleep for years afterward. The body is not grieving in the abstract. It is scanning for a presence that is no longer there. And yet the modern world has built your life around the assumption that sleeping alone is the mature, healthy, independent thing to do. Children are sleep-trained away from their parents. Adults who admit they sleep better with company are quietly embarrassed about it. The bedroom became a monument to individual privacy, and somewhere along the way, the biology got labeled as weakness. It is not weakness. It is 200,000 years of survival intelligence coded into your cells. The next time you lie in the dark and feel that low-level restlessness, that subtle alertness that keeps sleep just out of reach, you are not broken. Your brain is simply doing what it was built to do. It is waiting for the group to come back. It is listening for the breathing of the people you trust. It is searching the silence for the signal that you are not alone. Tonight you will get into bed, pull a blanket over yourself, and close your eyes. And somewhere beneath all that stillness, your ancient nervous system will do what it has always done. It will wait for the others.